Ephesians 5:15-16. See then that ye work how? Circumspectly. That's posturing. Not as fools, but as wise. Verse 16, redeeming. And you see, when we use the word redeeming, it comes with the consciousness of paying a price. Nothing was ever redeemed without a price paid. So when we tell people to pay the price, it's scriptural. Pay the price, because time can be bought. The currency is labor. Oh, God help me. God help me. God. The currency is labor. Redeeming the time, because the days are evil. There is a program in the days to subvert every man. It means when you wake up, whether you know or not, you are awakened unto contention. Something is wrestling your seasons with you every day. So you have to pay a price that makes you bear rule. Posturing. The third thing is that you must confess your seasons. In Genesis chapter 1, we saw how God brought what was invisible into a physical reality. About 9 times or so, the Bible recorded this line, and God said, and God said, and God said. You cannot fully partner with God for a kairos when your faith confessions are lost or your lips are silent. Lord, this is my season. The opportunities in this season, they yield for me. And you must stay with that confession until it becomes a manifestation. There are no two ways to download what is in the realm of the spirit into the physical. A man must give voice to what he believes. Let me show you in scriptures. Mark chapter 11 verse 23 and 24. For verily I say unto you that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but believe that those things which he saith. So there is a relationship between believing and saying for manifestation. I know in your heart you know that this is that time when God wants to bring the change of story. This is that time when the signatures of the enemy are totally erased and you can step into your God-ordained life. But the proof of believing is an act, and foundationally is the act of speaking. As it is written, we have believed and so we have spoken. And we also, having the same spirit of faith, we believe and therefore we speak. So this is my season. The gates are opening for me. The gates are opening for me. God's promised greatness begins to find expression. In case, stay with me, in case you don't have enough personal communication from God, you will need to sit with scriptures and find out what is written. For he had said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. It is so that we can confidently say, the Lord is my helper. I shall not afraid what any man shall do unto me. We've been too silent. I know you have it in you, but there is a gathering. There is a gathering. There is a gathering. There is a gathering. There is a gathering that the Spirit wants to execute. For his mouth had commanded it, and his Spirit had gathered them. Wake up every day in conscious moments. You speak. You speak. Romans chapter 10. That should be verse 8. What saith it? The word is nigh thee, even in thy mouth, and where? And in thy heart. That is the word of faith that we preach. The fellowship that produces reality is the word in the heart and the word in the mouth. And that comes with a burden. Because it's possible, you see, I'm not teaching positive speaking. Many times positive speaking has no heart faculty. Somebody just wakes up in the morning. Say, I'm the head and not the tail. On what basis? Does your heart know it? Believing is the premise. Out of the abundance of the heart, The mouth speaketh. So if the mouth speaketh out of the abundance of the heart, it means that you must go on a journey. And that journey is supposed to occasion the stuffing of your heart. Find what God has said. Some of you, your books are more prophetic than your mind. Go back 2-3 years, Emmanuel. Go and find out the things that God said to you. One song said, do not doubt in the dark what you were told in the light, for the Lord who has called you has never failed at all. There were many things you were told in the light. Stay with me, I'm done. John, what I want to tell you is that when trouble breaks out, it's not a good time, it's not the best time to hear from God. And because God knows that with trouble, you have a lot of emotions running. What he does, because he's all-knowing, is that the seasons before the trouble, God talks to you. The reason why we don't write down those things or we forget those things is that they don't mean anything to us, because they have nothing to do. God is saying, all that you have lost, I will restore, and you've never lost anything. So you will not write it down. But that's how he functions. He comes before the trouble. He knows the trouble. So you need to go back. Some of you 3 years, some of you 4 years, when everything was buoyant in the family, when nobody was sick. What did he say to you? He said to you, maybe he said to a lady here and said, your dad will be at your wedding. That's all he said. And you are wondering why he's talking about my wedding. Right now the dad is sick and is nigh unto death. But God has gone beyond the sickness. So you can go to God and say, you said my dad is going to be there. You are a promise keeper. You don't give people vain hopes. Can I ask you, what did he tell you? Can we take like 5 minutes to just pray? You want to recall. You want to recall.